Hi everyone, this is the Psychic Sleuth, and I wanted to do a short video on an auto write that I did today because I've been thinking about a few things and I wanted to connect with the girls to see what they had to say about it and see if the information that I was getting was actually from them or it was my own thoughts. And I was actually very much validated from what I can remember because honestly I didn't reread over it. I'm just going to read it back to you guys in just a minute. And I'm going to be just as surprised as you are because I have no memory. Like I said, when I do these auto writes, I'm just typing away and channeling. I'm not even thinking. I don't know what I've written. So I usually have to go back and reread to figure it all out. And so another thing I want to talk about is, I know that my videos aren't really fancy dancy. I know it's kind of just me sitting here talking to you guys, but this is me in the raw. And that's how I wanted to bring myself to you because I'm just a normal person, just like everybody else is, and I want you to feel like you can connect with me in a way that maybe will help you to understand me even more and understand my gifts anymore. I always say that things happen for a reason, and I believe that I've been put on this path for a reason. It's a reason bigger than I will ever understand, and it's the girls have told me oftentimes that it's for a bigger purpose. And that they are on the other side and they are okay. So although they did go through what they went through and this person does need to be caught, that there's bigger meaning behind all of this. I always get things for a reason and I don't question it. I don't sit there and think that I was wrong. Okay, if I'm wrong because I feel like this. It's always how we perceive the information. They will give us the information and it's how we perceive it and how it makes sense to us. So without further ado, I don't want to just keep talking, but again, one more thing I want to mention. I only take positive comments. I only need positivity here. I'm doing this out of justice for the girls, not for any other reason, and I don't need negative comments. If you think I'm annoying, don't watch. If you don't like my videos, don't watch. If you don't think I'm onto something, don't watch. Any negative comments will be deleted. I just don't need it. Okay, there's enough negativity in this world and around me. I don't need any more. I'm trying to do this to bring light to certain things. And a lot of the stuff that I bring light to may seem off the wall. It may seem off the wall, but a lot of people don't realize these things are real. They really exist. It may not make a lot of sense either, but when you put it all together and have a bigger picture, it kind of does. So this is what I'm going to read to you guys. Like I said, I feel like I get some of my best information just from auto writing. I would like to speak to Abigail, Liberty, Elizabeth, and Lyric. All of a sudden, I started getting anxiety. By the way, I still have it. It hasn't gone away yet. Please, I ask that you call me Lizzie. This is Elizabeth. I have said this to you before. It's okay. I think of you as a friend. All of us here are trying to help you the best way that we can. We know that things happen for a reason, and in the time it's meant to happen. With that being said, we applaud your efforts. We know this isn't easy for you. We have all come together for the greater good, for the bigger things to take place. This man does need to be stopped, and will in due time, with the efforts of you and those willing to listen. We want to mention the word teacher to you at this time. This man is a teacher in a way. He teaches the darkness to those willing to listen. We realize that many of what we tell you may seem off the wall, and that is fine. I just said that. That's funny. But people also need to be aware that this stuff exists, and this is another reason for our untimely passing, to let the world know that, hey, this stuff goes on, devils walk the earth, and darkness falls. At this time, we want to bring your attention to the number 45, also to April. What also 4 and 5, with numbers, I'm realizing that, you can add the numbers like 4 plus 5, which also equals 8. That's kind of funny. Okay. If you remember, 88 has come through in another thing. Okay. What we were showing you earlier today of him sitting behind candles with the Quran and the Devil's Bible open, he was looking for similarities. He does try to justify what he is doing and finds reasoning. He was also reliving his kills and going through his stuff. That idea that you saw of the nursing student, she was about 17, blonde hair, A initial, and the year 2007 is on that ID. There is a significance in this. Now we want to also remind you that he does work alone at times. There are the big murders like ours that are historic because he wants to go down in history. He does have a little inside help from his circle with this to make sure that all this pans out. Plus, they want to be able they want to be in on the ritual as well. We know that many serial killers do not work with others. Although think about it, we did take your attention and show you a pair of serial killers that were cousins. Didn't work out too well for them, but it does happen. This is the case that this case, sorry guys, people that are near him fear him as well as they respect him. They will take the blame for him in a heartbeat because it's as if they are paying homage to the devil by doing this and allowing him to stay on the streets. Because this man is doing the devil's work, he is driven by demons and that aids in his kills. Drugs and alcohol help him bring them on. He's a crazy man, but can seem very sane and charming, just like Ted. There are often times he has gained his victims' trust, as Ted did. The reason we had you looking at serial killers yesterday was to try and bring some light into his thinking. Ted Bundy was mentioned. He is a lot like Ted in the way that he looks. He looked a lot like him at a young age. This is sort of what got his attention when he began to study serial killers. He saw himself in Ted Bundy, the sexual sadist. As he got older, he still has some of his looks, but not handsome like he was because of his lifestyle. He gets power from his kills. At this time, I see a vision of him on his knees, soaked in blood, with his hands up. He's speaking in tongues. He is into dark arts, as we have mentioned, and so he teaches this. This is another reason for teacher. He is a ringleader of this group in many different states, and he will continue to teach. At this time, we want to mention the state Alabama to you. Keep this in mind. A lot of what we say is all in how you take it. We give puzzle pieces and try to give it to you in a way that you and the others that are listening will understand. He honors serial killers. He feels he channels them, if they are dead or alive. And if the listeners study them, they will see the different similarities that he holds of each one. His favorites are Ted Bundy, who also killed a Janus, we might add. Jack the Ripper, although many say is a myth, is not. And he also had someone named Elizabeth that he killed. And there is an eerie similarity in how he killed that Elizabeth in our recent killings in Delphi. He also studies Stephen Moran. You have said to many others, this man is a chameleon. He can change to match his surroundings. You have also said that he hides in plain sight in your many conversations with others you are working with. He is the last person anyone would suspect. This is correct. He can change form identities and has the money to back it up. He's also studied the Green River Killer. All of these killers had huge kills. One thing we want to backtrack. Jack had 5 kills known as the 5. If you look at the numerology of Abby and Libby in their deaths, they equal 5. Just something to think about. All of these killers have things in common. They were sexual sadists. They are evil, diabolical. They are sociopaths without any type of remorse. Yes, there are things such as pornography that fuels the fire of their desires. Another thing we need to bring to your attention is, as we have numerous times, this man has never, big letters, been caught. Just as those serial killers got into the 40s or more with their murders and were never in jail, this man is not either. He's too smart. He is a genius, and he uses that genius IQ to exact his kills. He keeps track. At this time, I'm shown like a tally, and that is being kept, and the number 30. He wants to be like all these guys. At this time, we want to mention the word copycat, because he is copycatting these killers and taking the best from all of them. He takes from each of them to make his own profile. He does rituals with a lot of his kills, but some he does not. It just depends on the situation. The historic ones will be ritualistic. Another thing we need to mention is that we are not sure if this man will ever fully come to the forefront, because people that may have left their DNA that were there will take the rap for him to prove their loyalty, thinking they will become more powerful because of it. He is called the hitman because he is. He is hired by groups sometimes to take out hits, as well as he does his own thing. He is so arrogant, he thinks he is better than the serial killers that were caught because he feels he will never get caught. But little does he know, this may seem like way out there to many, but it's not really if you look at this. Look at the dark, deep web. This is where he finds his little minions. This is where he trolls. He's careful to cover his tracks. The reason that the cops are saying the DNA does not match with these two cases, is because he had a partner in Iowa as well. He laughs and says those idiots got their DNA and they don't have mine. This is why the cops are not thinking it is connected. Even if they did have his DNA, it's not in the system. I need to say that too. But we can assure you, dear Rochelle, it is. This is why we are holding hands on this side, trying to do the right thing and come through as much as we can to give you as much info that we can. We wished it was easier in how the information plays out. But you have come to understand how Spirit speaks and works. If you notice, you mentioned the month of December. To someone else, you said it was close to Christmas. If people look into these serial killers, there is a link to December with the few ones we mentioned. This is just validation. He does everything for a reason. He puts things together like a puzzle himself. He's OCD, chooses his victim. There is another victim you saw in Oregon. Ted killed in Oregon too. This is a female prostitute, about 17, reddish hair. He was in Oregon for a couple weeks stalking her. Now he has done what he needed to do. He is on the road again. His work takes him all over. Also, we are giving you the state of Pittsburgh. There's a connection in everything we give you. It all just needs to be fitted together. There are so many hidden answers in what we have told you already. Ted, Green River Killer, and also Stephen killed girls ages 12 and up. He doesn't have just a particular age. The cops may think that they have their eye on the prize, but it is an illusion, a smokescreen. Another thing that we want to say again is that he has a broken nose. This was made evident to you before. Also, another thing that came to light recently, we want to add this in the auto-write, is that he was in the military. Not for long, though, or not as long as he could have been. He was so smart that he could pass the psych exam. The snake and the sword you see is for Green Beret. You got the word sniper, yep, but connected to the trucks. We give you the word friendly fire yesterday, as he got away with shooting someone in cold blood. It was said friendly fire, but really wasn't. He did good at covering his trail there, too. He was just dishonorably discharged because something didn't sit right with the commanders, but they couldn't prove it. He's cunning in so many ways. He poses bodies and cleans evidence from the scene. He says that the other idiots that are involved sometimes, whether I'm teaching them or not, leave their stuff behind. That's on them. This man is in the shadows, and so he will remain there for a while. We are sad to say that maybe after Ali has made some arrests, there may be another historical killing that will have them scratching their heads, which is what they are doing anyway with this case, and that is what he likes. He likes to chase, eluding them, outsmarting them. We also gave you the year 1962. This is a birth year. This would make him 55, which in turn make him a baby boomer. Also links to 1982. Ted had killings in 1982 as well. This would make the guy 20 at the time. At this time, they show me a dark room, red curtains. This is a cave of his. He has all occult stuff in there, and candles, 5-pointed star in the ceiling. This is where he does his magic, where he relives his kills. His computer's in the corner. This is where he gets on the dark, deep web. There are pictures of his favorite serial killers, and he does feel he channels them. He feels that they are speaking to him. Now you're picking up on his different personalities. We can tell you one is a Spanish dude. This is why he looks more Spanish these days and has a Spanish accent. If people don't think multiple personalities are real, think again. We will even go so far as to say the killers that are past have become his alternate egos. You keep saying black hooded robes and with a red rope around the keep seeing black hooded robes with red rope around the waist for a reason. When you say you feel that we were taken away and brought back, we were taken to a ritual place. This man is not from Delphi, although he knows people there and the surrounding areas. Again, cops are reaching in all the wrong corners. There are even cops in his circle. One reason the investigation is being stalled in a way. We know that you are only to help bring light to the things we tell you about in this case, not to really solve it. That is supposed to be for the authorities. We also know that this is dangerous for you, and so we protect you. You have a lot going wrong with you lately, and this is why. Because you are closer than you know or even fathom. You are literally on his heels. This is why he cusses you out. Notice how all 4 of us were found in the woods near water. Look at the Green River Killer placed his victims. He believes that he channels him even though he's alive. He is not all there, you know. The others are deceased, and so he believes he is continuing their work with their spirits. You have people that will believe you and people that will not. Again, we want to bring your attention to the lace hat and also Brett. Hopefully you will get validation with those two things. Again, we give you things pertaining to us so that you can validate that you are speaking with us. This time I hear the song Cold Hearted Snake in my head. At this time I'm shown flowers in abundance from the girls. They tell me they loved colorful flowers. Also I'm shown drawings of flowers. This has come through before, but this time it's stronger. One of them loved to draw and was quite an artist. The J initial is coming in. Feels like Jim. Names aren't always spot on. It's weird, but I hear the word telekinesis. I believe this man has, as odd as it is, sounds as odd as it sounds, has this ability. And maybe it's why he thinks he's too powerful. I do believe that with all these dark arts, he has some sort of psychic ability, and therefore thinks the devil has even given him these gifts for all his hard work and efforts. At this time I'm shown a windy road, and this may be symbolic. The month of July is coming in now as well. At this time I'm shown again the Bible and a white flannel, long sleeve shirts, not sure why. Oh, blue and white. Sorry, again the blue and white flannel long sleeve shirt, not sure why. Okay, and you know I'm seeing him as a Spanish-looking guy. If people look at the picture of Ted Bundy when he had longer hair and a beard, mustache, and sideburns, this is sort of how he looks now, only he has dark eyes and looks darker. There's also a fair man, they show me, though, with dirty blonde hair, about 5'10" in his 40s. His eyes are crystal blue. This may be a conspirator that he works with from time to time. This man is very outdoorsy, he's very terrain-oriented, like he knows his way around any mountain areas, streams. He studies places. If he finds someone that he's going to kill, then he also researches the kill. Hush. Sorry, guys. At this time, I'm shown a wooden cross. I'm hearing that song, Rugged Cross. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm seeing poppies either. This is a California flower. It can be the name or someone as well. Hopefully by now people understand that you get things for a reason, no matter how off the wall it may seem. It's fitting it all together and in a way that it fits. At this time, it's weird. They're showing me a bridge, and this bridge goes over a small river area, and I see an older type Chevy car. I feel like he has different vehicles, and he's good at getting them when he needs. Also getting the name Mike or Michael. Remember about names, and remember names can be connections. We hope that this has all been of help to you, and maybe someone will gain some more knowledge about him. He does prefer to work alone, but does kill for the groups. And when it's with the group, it's always ritual. By the way, ritual means red. We know he knew that. We know you knew that, but others may not. This is going to sound strange, but I have to say it. I keep hearing Beetlejuice, so I don't know if this is a movie the girls liked or what, but it came in strong. Also, the year 1977 is an important time in his life. Okay, we think this is good for now. We will speak again soon. Thank you for all of your efforts, as they are not going unnoticed. Sincerely, us. One more thing. He's trying to spell something out with the initials in the places of kills. He may not be finished with his message. Maybe someone can figure it out. We know it's not really how your mind works. And they giggle. So, with that being said, sorry I kind of stumbled a little bit. That does happen when I'm reading, especially when it's kind of far away. I hope that you guys can validate some of this stuff for me maybe, and join the Psychic Sleuth group if you haven't already. I do repost the auto writes in there, and also if I do any EVP sessions. I've been trying to get a video out with EVP session, and I went through half of them, and it turns out that my camera turned off for some odd reason, so I didn't feel like going back and doing it. I'll just have to get it done another time. I apologize for the noise in the background. Somebody's woken up and the dogs want to be fed. So anyways, I thank you for subscribing and liking and sharing. And until next time, blessings to all of you.